Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of Unskippable Titles and Unskippable Thumbnails. This is episode number 5, Cinco. If you haven't watched the first 4 episodes, please go back and watch them after this. I'm sure if you enjoy this one, you're definitely going to enjoy the others. As usual, my name is Derek. I'll be your host, and we'll be going through my YouTube feed, rating every video on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 means never watching, never will. 10 means I'm definitely adding that to my watch list. Whether I watch it today or tomorrow doesn't matter, but I will watch it. And now, let's dive right into it. As you can see, my page is already loaded. I don't know whether we should refresh and start afresh, or do you want to know about the first video? If you know Kai Senat, you probably want me to talk about this a little bit. So let's dive right into it. Video number 1, Kai Senat Live. I took Tyler to Disney World, okay? I think this has been long awaited by a lot of people since the time they were on stream and the Kai Sanat tried to shoot his shot, and it didn't seem like things went very well. So yeah, the title I took Tyler to Disney. Did it finally happen? Who knows? That's kind of intriguing. If you know the story, if you've been following the story, this is a 10 out of 10 watch. But if you don't know who Kai Sanat or Tyler is, it's just a 1 out of 10. Let's go to the second one. We're about Kai and Tyler. How to talk less and influence more. 3 secrets. Wow, what a title. Talk less, influence more. But it seems to be selling a dream. Huh? I don't know his competence in teaching that topic. The thumbnail seems to be of a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've heard about that book, although I haven't read it. I'm really bad at reading books. But anyway, sounds a bit interesting. I'll give that a 5 out of 10. Not, I won't exaggerate it because most likely I won't read a book. And he's not asking me to read any book. Or let's go to the shorts themselves. As you can see, cheerful videos. Born to drift. Okay. It looks like a baby. I guess he or she is drifting. I don't know. But that seems a bit interesting. 6 out of 10. Now you can customize your lens. You've never seen this before. Wow. Yeah, I'm a photographer, so I kind of like what I'm seeing here. White camera with a white lens and some orange artifacts. Man, I don't know what brand it is. I can't read very well. But anyway, I wanna see more. 7 out of 10. This huge iceberg flipped on these two guys. Whoa! I hope they are safe. I hope no one got injured or passed away. I really hope so. But I'm watching 9 out of 10. Not even close. You actually think the gorilla has a chance? Are they talking about the trend where 100 men were fighting gorillas? It's kind of an old trend, but I see the video is about 1 year old, so it might be about that. I think the gorilla has a chance. Before I even watch the video, you know, there are 100 people, but they're like one person. People don't work together that way. 100 people do not equal to 100 times one man. There is some sacrifices you make when you put in too many people to do one thing. They don't exactly multiply one by one. I don't know whether you get what I'm trying to say. I don't think that's a very interesting video. Whatever he or she is trying to break down, I don't think he or she is going to convince me otherwise. So I'll give that a 3 out of 10. Then the next one, the iPhone Ultra, is the least Apple product ever. The least Apple iPhone. I don't have an iPhone, but for some reason, every time I hear a leak, an iPhone leak, it's not like I'm planning to buy one, but I want to see it. I want to see what they are talking about. I want to see what people are experiencing. I guess that's what most people do with a lot of stuff. You just see things that you'll never buy or use. Okay, let's leave iPhone alone. I didn't rate that. I'll give that an 8 out of 10, but that's because I just like watching random videos about Apple. Anyway, let's go to a few more shots. Fighting with my roommate of life, but we share a bed. Who else can relate? You're sharing your room with your roommate, not your room, like your bed with your roommate. That doesn't sound like a roommate kind of relationship. I think there is something more. Marriage is hard, but I still want you by my side. No, this is contradicting. I don't understand whether they are roommates or they are married. You steal my wife. Okay, that's intriguing. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'm watching that one. I ran after the tram. Follow the tram or lose the camera. Why the hell would you do that? You put a camera on the tram and then you have to run so that he's trying to get a perspective maybe of the tram moving. Okay, that's not a very smart move, but I like the effort. Some of this content requires a lot of effort to make, and I appreciate the effort. 143 million people watched that. I'm watching that 10 out of 10. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I don't. Sniffing my dogs the way they sniff me. Okay, now this is funny. Some people just decided to do some dumb stuff. But I wanna see how the dog reacts. They keep sniffing us all the time like it's normal. How will they react? I expect the dog will not appreciate the sniffing. I'm suspecting even before I watch. 9 out of 10. Have streamers taken over YouTubers? I don't think so. YouTubers and streamers are two very different people. Personally, I don't see myself watching someone just living their life from morning to evening on stream, unless it's like some background noise while I'm doing something else. When I'm on YouTube, I'm not necessarily having something doing on the background. YouTube is the main thing, but streaming, I don't see myself doing that for real. I look for the clips they post on YouTube that they did during the live stream. That's what I watch. So I don't think streamers have taken over YouTube, but it's different content for different people. And this means of sharing information and content will continue to change and increase. Different platforms will come up with different ways. Anyway, I'm deviating from the main purpose of this video. I will give that a 4 out of 10. Highly unlikely to click and hear the opinion. Pastor revealed Satan's most successful strategy. Well, this guy was a gang member. I've seen him before, and he turned his life to Christ. So he talks a lot. But if you look at his face, his stats, and everything, he still has that gang look, that look of a gang. So it's very refreshing when you hear him talk about some uh, very soft stuff like Christianity as it's known. It's not very soft if you look at it critically, but uh, that's the image that is out there for most people to see. So he's a refreshing guy to listen to. So I might listen to him. 8 out of 10. Shout out to Bill for the coolest gift ever. So just from the title and thumbnail alone, there is literally no information. I don't know what exactly she's holding in her hand, but I know the guy, Louis Rossman. I watched his videos. He has this series which I think it's called "How You're Getting Effed." So it's a funny series. The title is just funny, and people like watching. Also like watching once in a while. 7 out of 10. Haters are good. How being disliked helps you. Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, it's important to have some haters. They they challenge you. They make you think critically, evaluate your decisions and thoughts and everything. Sometimes having people just uh, be giving you positive reinforcement all the time, it makes you it makes you not explore a side of life that you never knew existed. It's when you listen to the haters that you're going to see, there's a different way to see things than mine. I might be thinking this is great, but looking at it from this other person's perspective, it might not be that great. And there is some truth in a lot of hate. It's probably not all true, but maybe 5% there is a bit true. So I do agree, haters are good, and I wanna see. I wanna watch and see what he says about that. 8 out of 10. The strange way you keep putting your life on hold. Maze thinking. Okay, so this guy is in deep thought, I guess. The strange way you keep putting your life on hold. Okay. Lo-fi cinema is the channel name. He's not giving me much, or she. 3 out of 10. Female body language secrets revealed. Psychology facts every man must know. When a woman's body becomes hungry for S, four signs appear in a woman. This advice is very subjective. I know I'm a man, but I can't really speak for all men. I would be lying if I said I could speak for all men. So I'm guessing this is a single woman's opinion, although it says the secrets have been revealed by a psychologist. Who knows? Maybe there is something important there, but 99% chance it's just someone's opinion. And that's what it is, an opinion. And it might be true for her, but not true for all women. And you'll not focus on that. The probability of watching that 3 out of 10. Tribal people react to Queen Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time. Okay, I think I'm as lost as the tribal people when it comes to Rhapsody. Sorry, I will watch. I want to know more. I want to see their perspective. 9 out of 10. The perfect smartphone. This is by Marques Brownlee of 2013. Now we are way past 2013. This is 12 years ago. And I'm looking at Marquez and I'm like, hey, he's really grown. He didn't have a beard. He also has the beard has really changed his look. Otherwise, I've watched some of these old videos. The way he delivers content, the way he talks has not changed much actually. It's intriguing. He maintains the same pace in which he says words. The words that just the way the grammar has not changed much. But physically, he has definitely involved. I wouldn't say he looks better, but he doesn't look worse, yeah. He's okay. I'm not commenting on his looks or anything like that. But Marquis is always a watch, Whenever he comes out with something, even if I'm buying it or not, I'm watching the video, yeah. 10 out of 10. What chess does to your brain? Okay. I love chess for some reason. The hidden effect. I think this is Magnus Carlsen, and he seems to have some black eyes. I don't know whether someone beat him up or he hasn't slept or he's losing his mind. Who knows? Okay, now this is intriguing. 9 out of 10. The darkest rabbit hole in a kid's show. This is effed. Okay. It has a whole 8 million views and 2 hours of. Is it an actual rabbit doing the comedy or what is going on? I don't understand, but I'm not clicking on this one. 2 out of 10. Just thinking. Retro jazz. Oh, this is jazz for 2 hours. Okay, if I'm studying or doing some other work, listening to jazz is kind of calming. It's the vibe I used to get when I used to go clubbing. There's some clubs that play jazz music in the background as you eat and drink. I'm not promoting eating. You can eat, yeah, eat. I'm not promoting use of alcohol or other drugs that are found there. It's cool. It's cool to listen to. Jazz is always nice. 6 out of 10. Inside Asia's most controversial hunt. No, this is not real. This must be clickbait. No way that man jumped high up in the air with just a stick to kill a whale. Or maybe it's true. Sometimes I'm surprised by these videos when I decide to click from some clickbaity kind of thumbnail. But anyway, great thumbnail, great title. Overall, 9 out of 10. Do you shower in the morning or the night? I don't know why that's important, and for especially for a whole 6 minutes. I hope it's a straightforward yes or no answer. No, I'm not watching that. That's 1 out of 10. Male lion isn't happy to find his sons fully grown. Now this is a clickbait title. How do they know this is the male lion that gave birth or that fathered those kids? I feel like they just give me a story so that I can click. Yeah, this is just a fabricated story like what National Geographic does to us. How do they know that? And how do they know he's not happy to find them grown? Maybe he's angry about other stuff. Anyway, this is normal clickbait. Yeah, I'm clicking on this 9 out of 10. Anyway, we are done. That's all we had for today. We have to make this thing short. Thank you and welcome for joining me today. Thanks.